Price elasticity of demand actually plays a pretty huge role in firm strategy. So what should a firm do if it's selling a elastic good? What should it do if it's selling a inelastic good or unitary elastic good? This is what we're going to be talking about within this particular section. The main objective of any one firm is to go ahead and maximize its total revenue. Total revenue being equal to price times quantity. So the price, whatever price they sell the particular good at, and the quantity, how many units of the good they actually sell. So price times quantity. And the only thing that the firm has control of in this situation is going to be the price. Should they increase the price? Should they decrease the price? Or should they keep the prices as is? So this is going to lead the firm strategy of changing prices. It's going to be all dependent on the price elasticity of demand. So let's use a little bit of intuition right here. Suppose that we are taking a look at an inelastic good. What do you think the firm should do with prices in order to maximize its total revenue? Should it increase the price? Should it decrease the price? Or should it keep prices as is? Based on the discussion that we've had so far, you know that with an inelastic good, we as consumers are very price insensitive. So if a firm wants to sort of take advantage of that or exploit that, they're going to want to go ahead and raise prices as much as they can. And that's exactly what they should do if they want to go ahead and maximize their total revenue. So when demand is considered to be inelastic, price changes are larger than quantity changes. So the denominator is greater than the numerator in this case in percentage terms. So an increase in price results in higher total revenue. So anytime a company or a firm is selling a good that is considered to be inelastic, in order for them to maximize their total revenue, they're going to want to go ahead and increase the price. If they actually do the opposite and decrease the price, it's going to result in lower total revenue because we see that, hey, because the price changes are larger than quantity changes in this instance, so they don't want to go ahead and lower the price. So this is exactly what the firm should do if it's facing an inelastic demand. Along the same thinking, what should the firm do if it's facing a good that has elastic demand? Should it raise or lower the price? In this case, we are very price sensitive, so the firm is going to go ahead and decrease the price because the quantity changes are larger than the price changes. So the numerator is now larger than the denominator here. If they increase the price, it results in lower total revenue, so that's not what they want. So they want to go ahead and decrease the price in order to increase total revenue. So with an elastic good, decrease prices in order to increase total revenue. And then finally here, what about a unitary elastic good? With a unitary elastic good, it doesn't really matter if they increase or decrease prices. It will always result in the same total revenue. So an increase in price, a decrease in price. With the unitary elastic good, it does not change total revenue at all. And essentially with unitary elastic goods, this is at the point where firms would like to be operating at because it's essentially going to maximize their total revenue. But we'll talk a little bit more about that in a graph very, very shortly. So let's go ahead and take a look at a few specific numbers with an inelastic good and an elastic good to show you exactly why they should be increasing and decreasing prices in this instance. So graph A right here, a good that has inelastic demand. So we have a very steep demand curve right here. Steep demand curves tell us that we are taking a look at an inelastic good. So what should the firm do if it faces that inelastic good? It should go ahead and increase prices. So if they increase prices, total revenue should be increasing. So let's go ahead and take a look at a few numbers that we have right here to show why this is going to be true. So at point A, our initial starting point, we have a price equal to 2 and a quantity demanded equal to 400. And then we change the price, we increase the prices to $4. So here we have a price of $4, and that causes quantity demanded to go down to 300 units. So let's go ahead and use these specific numbers to show why total revenue is going to increase. So price changes from $2 to $4. And once again, we're taking a look at inelastic demand. And elastic demand. And as we said before, total revenue should be increasing. We can figure out total revenue when price is equal to $2, so total revenue under $2. All we need to do is price times quantity. So we had a price of $2 that's given to us, and as we saw on the demand curve, the quantity at $2 is equal to 400. So remember, every single point on the demand curve, you can go ahead and read it off. $2, go straight to the demand curve, go straight down. The quantity equals to 400. So here, 2 times 400 will give us a total revenue of $800. However, suppose we want to compare this total revenue when we increase the prices to $4. So total revenue under $4. With the total revenue, we have price times quantity once again. So $4. The quantity demanded is going to go down. It goes down to 300 based on what we see on the slide. And now we have a total revenue equal to $1,200. So as we can see right here, when we increase the price of a good from $2 to $4, and it is an inelastic good, we increase our total revenue. And exactly how much did total revenue increase? The total revenue gained is 1,200 minus 800, so essentially just the difference between these two numbers right here, we get an increase in total revenue of $400. So it matches up with what we said very, very nicely. Suppose that we go ahead and take a look at a good that is considered to be elastic instead and raise the prices. What is expected to happen there? So graph B that we have right here, very flat curve compared to graph A. So therefore we know that, hey, this is going to be a more elastic. We are more price sensitive. If we increase the price on an elastic good, that's going to cause a decrease in revenue. So let's go ahead and do the same methodology right here. Initial starting point is $2. Our quantity demanded is equal to 500. And when we raise the price to $3, the quantity demanded goes down to 200 units. So let's go ahead and use those numbers to show why when we increase the price on an elastic good, it's going to lead to a decrease in total revenue. So here, example number 2, price changes from $2 to $3. And this is graph B where we have the elastic demand. Elastic demand. And like we said, our intuition tells us that our total revenue should go down. So total revenue under $2, price times quantity. It's going to be price, $2 times quantity, 500 units. It gives us a cool $1,000 in terms of total revenue. So here, $1,000 in total revenue. We do the same thing in terms of total revenue under $3 now. We raise the prices, so total revenue under $3. It's going to be price, $3 times quantity, goes down to 200. And we notice that, oh no, our total revenue has fallen down to $600 now. So in this instance, when we take the difference between these two numbers, we notice that our total revenue has fallen by $400. So total revenue lost is 1,000. We can go ahead and say 600 minus 1,000 will give us a negative 400. So we lost $400 in this instance. So what we have here are very specific examples using these sort of specific numbers to show exactly the intuition that we built up on the previous slides. So this leads a question of, should we keep on increasing prices on goods that are considered to be inelastic to maximize our total revenue? And should we keep on decreasing prices on goods that are considered to be elastic to maximize our revenues? And the answer is, there is going to be a certain point where we actually want to go ahead and where we are going to be maximizing our total revenue, but we should not keep on increasing prices all the time or decreasing prices all the time in order to maximize total revenues. There's going to be a certain point where we're actually going to be losing out on total revenue if we decrease or increase prices too much. And in order to show this, we can take a look at these two particular graphs right here. So as you notice, we have a demand curve right here, and the demand curve, all along the demand curve, the elasticity actually changes. When we start off at the beginning of the demand curve with very high prices, we are considered to be in the elastic range. And as we keep on moving down the same exact demand curve, we're going to hit the point of unitary elasticity, and then as we keep on moving down, we hit the points of inelasticity. So moving down a linear demand curve, elasticity goes from elastic to unitary elastic to inelastic. And this tells us that we cannot keep on decreasing prices in order for us to keep on maximizing total revenue and vice versa. So when we want to go ahead and plot our total revenue curve, it's going to be a parabola right here. So total revenue on the vertical axis, quantity on the horizontal axis. It tells us that total revenue is going to increase where we hit the maximum, and then once we hit the maximum, it's going to start to decrease based on the quantity that we're selling within the marketplace. So suppose that we're working in the top half of this demand curve right here, in the elastic range. In the elastic range, what should we do? We should decrease prices in order to increase total revenue. So we suppose we go down from, say, maybe $11 to $10. And what do we notice? Yes, absolutely. We're increasing our total revenue. We go from, say, $100 to $200 right here because we are operating in the elastic region. So anytime we're in the top half of this demand curve, as long as we decrease the prices, total revenue is going to keep on climbing. Suppose we work on the opposite case of the demand curve, the opposite side, on the inelastic side. So if we increase the price when it's on the considered to be on the inelastic part of the demand curve, we should increase total revenue, and that's exactly what we do on this side as well. So go from maybe $2 to $3. Hey, our total revenue has increased from $200 to $250 in this instance. So with all of this, it just tells us that in order for us to maximize our total revenue, we have to keep on decreasing or increasing prices until we hit the point of unitary elasticity, where we hit the peak of this parabola right here. So as we decrease prices in the elastic region, we're going to hit the point of unitary elasticity. But if we decrease prices too much, we're actually going to decrease our total revenue. So in the same part in terms of the inelasticity. So if we keep on increasing the prices too much, we actually decrease our total revenue. So here, we just want to be operating at this point where the good is considered to be unitary elastic, because that is where we are, where the firm or corporation is going to be maximizing total revenue. So with all of this, we want to go ahead and see that, hey, elasticity does depend on where we are in terms of the demand curve, but we also know what the firm strategy should be when they take a look at the good. When the good is considered to be elastic, lower the price. When the good is considered to be inelastic, raise the price. And when the good is considered to be unitary elastic, we know that we are already maximizing our total revenue. I'll give you a few more examples of this particular sort of thought right here, this thought process. So go ahead and look forward to that in the next video.